Hey everyone, this is Witcher the Wizard, and I'm here again for the weekly Twin Flame, the Twin Within Energy Report for the week of October 28th through November 3rd. First of all, if you celebrate Halloween, then happy Halloween. It's coming up in a couple of days. It's the time when supposedly the um, energy between the material world and the spiritual world, the veil is very thin. The energy is very accessible. And so if you ever wanted to talk to your higher spirits, your spirit guides, loved ones who have passed on, now's the time to do it. It's a great time. I recommend doing a meditation, asking a question, sitting for a length of time, maybe having some music playing, and then listening for an answer. That's generally how it happens. Like an answer will come to you either in your mind or later on you might see a symbol showing up. Just this evening I was coming back from an event that I went to, and I was thinking about something that has to do with that's in relation to the energy work that I do. And it's kind of a shamanistic style energy work. It uses a lot of feminine energy. And right as I was thinking about that, in the roadway just ahead of me, a fox was crossing the road. And this is in a city. So I'm in a city. It's a there's a lot of trees and there's a park nearby and stuff like that. But still, to see a fox crossing the road in front of you as you're driving in the city is pretty rare. But fox is a very powerful totem spirit animal when it comes to shamanistic work and feminine energy. And it was a direct response to what I was thinking about. And that's how these things happen, right? The answer will just kind of pop into your head out of nowhere, and you'll be like, where did that thought come from? Well, that's the answer. Or you'll see things in real life just kind of come up out of nowhere, very odd occurrences that normally wouldn't happen, that are in direct relation to what your question was or what you're thinking about, right? So if you have any desire to talk to your spirit guides, now's the time to do it. Running up to Halloween, a few days afterwards. It's also the time where traditionally, I know in the calendars these days, in America at least, winter doesn't start until December 21st at the winter solstice. But to me, that doesn't make any sense, because the winter solstice is the day that it's the darkest, it's the longest night of the year in the northern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere, it's considered the summer solstice. But December 21st in the northern hemisphere is the longest night of the year, and the day after that, the days start getting longer, right? So it doesn't make any sense to me that the first day of winter is the day where the days actually start getting longer. So in the olden times, that's considered midwinter, just like the summer solstice is considered midsummer. And winter actually starts November 1st. It's like November 1st or November 2nd. But it's right around Halloween. So it's always right around the 31st, the 1st. So it's the beginning of winter, whereas the winter solstice is midwinter. And we celebrate that as Yule. And then there's the 12 days of Yule that lead up to, from the solstice to the New Year. And that's where Christians got the 12 days of Christmas. It's actually the 12 days of Yule from the winter solstice to the new year. At any rate, so this is the Twin Flame, Twin Within energy read. I pull one card for the feminine energies and one card for the masculine energies. These are your energies. Your twin flame is the other part of yourself. It's your shadow self. It's the part that you haven't fully integrated with, and you're trying to integrate with this part of yourself, because when you do come into union with your shadow self, your unintegrated side, then you will have a much better life, a life that is completely aligned with yourself, where you're aligned, you're empowered, and your best life will start to occur, right? The life that you were really here to live will start to occur, and you will start to attract into you the right people, the right partners, the right jobs, the right work, the right everything. Everything will start to align. Everything will start to be the best version of what you want it to be. So that's why we do the twin flame work. We do it to integrate our shadow selves, integrate our other half. Our other half is inside of us. It's the part of us that we've rejected in some way. And so we're trying to integrate that, combine the two, come into perfect union, and start leading the life that we were meant to lead. A very joyful life, a very productive life, a very satisfying life. And that generally includes a partner, not always. Not everybody wants to have a partner. But if you are looking for the perfect partner, then when you integrate your twin within, that perfect partner will show up in your life. But you have to do the inner work first. Right? So we're going to start off with the feminine energy, as always. And I pulled the Justice card in reverse. The Justice in reverse. So the Justice card is, it's really all about, well, it kind of follows up to the Judgment card. You know, the Judgment card is where you're deciding what's in alignment with you and what's not. And the reason why we need to go through judgment, it's not a negative thing. It's not like you're negatively judging anything. You're just saying, are these things in my life still in alignment with me? And we have to do that often because we're growing. We're constantly growing. We're changing. And so you have to constantly assess, the habits that you have, the food that you're eating, the clothes that you're wearing, the job that you're working, the friends that you have, exercise routines, whatever. That stuff changes. What you could do when you're 20 is not appropriate when you're 50. Just like, being in second grade for your whole life isn't appropriate, right? We move on, we change, things change. And so when you've gone through the judgment portion of that and you've determined, so is this still really in alignment with me? Is this helping me? Does this fit where I'm headed in life? Then you move on to the Justice card, which is cutting things out. Removing the things that no longer fit your life, that are no longer in alignment with you. And you let them go. Right? Just like clothes that don't fit anymore. You let them go. Or maybe clothes that were very specific to some activity that you're no longer doing anymore. And you let that go. So this is what the Justice card really means, is that you recognize that there's things that need to change in your life, things that you need to let go that are no longer in alignment with you. But we've got that card in reverse. So the feminine energy, there's really something that we know we need to let go of, we need to change, and we're resisting that change. We're resisting letting that go. So we need to take a close look in our lives, and you'll know. I mean, we've already gone through the judgment. Somewhere inside of us, we've already looked at this thing and said, yeah, this this isn't working for me. Doesn't fit. It's no longer a good fit. It's no longer in alignment with where I'm going with my life. Whether those are thoughts or patterns, beliefs, whatever. And it's time to let it go. Those old emotions you had about something, thoughts and feelings, societal norms. Yeah, I mean, that's what's coming up with me. That's been coming up a lot, ever since I made my transition from being a high-tech worker to doing energy work, to doing energy healing. I've had to let go of a lot of my old thoughts and beliefs and societal norms and assumptions. Really let that go to step into doing the thing that I feel really passionate about and what I really love. It's what I truly love doing. So certainly this is coming up with me. I have to still continue to just let go of the things that are no longer in alignment with me, so that I can move into a space that is in alignment with myself. So that's the feminine energy, justice in reverse. Let's take a look at what we need to let go and then do it. For the masculine energy, we have the Hierophant card. So the Hierophant card is, for me at least, it's all about speaking your spiritual truth, your spiritual knowledge, spiritual wisdom. So it's the counterpart to the High Priestess card. So the High Priestess card is about connecting to your intuitive, divine, spiritual wisdom that we all have a connection with. It's our sixth sense, it's our intuition, it's connecting to the Akashic records, to the ether, the Ethernet. Well, the Ethernet, that's great. So it's connecting to our higher wisdom, our guidance, our spiritual guidance. And so that's the High Priestess. And then the High Priest, or the Hierophant, this is pretty much Greek for High Priest. The Hierophant is all about speaking that knowledge, right? Converting that knowledge from just what's in your head to communicating it out into the world to make it real. So when we speak our spiritual knowledge, that's like a spell, pretty much. Those were the first spells, the first incantations, and that's what makes it real. When you speak it, it makes it real. It's a very powerful thing to do, and sometimes it's a very scary thing to do. Right? We're often very scared of speaking our truth, speaking our wisdom, our own personal wisdom of our own experience, or what has come to us via our divine channel, via the High Priestess, because it's usually not in alignment with the crowd, what the crowd thinks. Right? So what's right for me, we all of us have our own High Priestess connection. And when that comes down, that wisdom comes down, that's wisdom for you personally. It may not be true for anyone else, but it's true for you. And what that means is that every single person is an individual pattern. We're not cookie cutter, we're not carbon copies. Right? We're all individual patterns. Yes, we're all snowflakes. We're all individuals. And fuck everybody who doesn't think that, because they are just afraid of being unique and special. Everybody is special. And what's difficult about that is that you have to go out on a limb and be willing to be vulnerable and be yourself. You have to be willing to not just be like everybody else. You have to be willing to be weird. You have to be willing to be strange. You have to be willing to be different and say, yeah, I'm different, weird, strange, whatever, but it works for me. It's what I'm here to do in this life, and I'm going to have the courage to actually do it and to speak my truth, to speak my wisdom, to make it real. And so that's the masculine energy for this week. Have the courage to speak your wisdom, whatever that is. What's right for you? That's a really big part of owning yourself and owning your personal identity. Is to speak up, to go against the grain, to say what's right for you, and realize that it may not be right for anyone else, but it's right for you. It's who you are. It's what's true for you. It's what distinguishes you from everyone else in the world. Right? It's your own personal truth. It's your own spiritual wisdom. And you speak it and you make it real, and it creates a stronger personal identity for you, a stronger sense of self. And by doing that, you stop defining yourself by how everyone else around you acts or acts towards you. Right? You create your own sense of self, independent from anything outside of you. And that's where your true power comes from. It doesn't come from outside of you. It comes from within you. And you get that spiritual wisdom. It comes into your head. And you know it's right. But you're scared to be vulnerable and speak that. But when you speak it, it gives you power. Power to be yourself, not power over other people. That's not true power. True power is power to be yourself, power to be who you are, regardless of what anybody else thinks. And when you can do that, you can actually start to live and really live that life of joy that every single person wants on this earth. Every single person on this earth wants to live that life of joy. And it comes from, it starts by speaking your truth. Right? Being vulnerable. If you want to look up some videos on that, Brene Brown, she has some incredible videos on the power of being vulnerable and why it's important for everyone to learn how to be vulnerable. I mean, it literally just opens up your world when you're able to do that. So that's the masculine energy for the week. The Hierophant. Speak your truth. Speak your wisdom. Don't be afraid. If you are able to step into your power, you will lead the life that you are here, that you came down on this earth to lead. Things will work out for you. It's super scary. I know it is. I've been going through it for a while. But as you start to speak your truth, things just start to fall into place. The right people start to show up in your life. The right things start to happen in your life because you're creating that as you speak it. So speak your truth. Let go of what no longer serves you, and speak your wisdom. Don't be afraid. So the oracle card for this week from Colette Baron-Reid's Enchanted Map is the Magic Prayer. Very fitting for the Hierophant. Let's see. Let's read that up. Okay, Magic Prayer. Speak your prayers, listen for the answer, act in faith. When you see the magic prayer card, it is a reminder that your prayers will be answered. Spirit is always waiting to help you and to heal you when you're in need. That said, the best prayer is, Thy will be done through me, Thy will and not mine be done. Like, I want to stop right there and talk about that. Thy will versus mine. This is very important because I personally believe that that there's nothing outside of you that's going to make you strong, capable, and self-empowered. And so when they're saying, Thy will be done, I always look at that to mean my spirit self, my spirit essence, my higher self, higher meaning not trapped within my limited ability to perceive this three-dimensional existence, well, space-time existence, 4 dimensions actually. And so when it says Thy will, not mine, the mine refers to our limited mind, the mind that perceives 3 dimensions and space, space and time, right? Our space-time mind, our rational mind, the mind that helps you drive a car without wrecking that mind, but not our spiritual higher self. So that's the mind of our limits, our limitations, but not our unlimited spirited mind. So it's really a conversation between your limited rational mind and your unlimited spiritual awareness. When it says, Thy will be done, my spiritual awareness, through me, Thy will and not mine. Right? So not my monkey mind. Conscious contact with your higher power is achieved through ritual of prayer and meditation. Speak and listen to the divine forces within the field of creation. Surrender your wishes and desires to Spirit. So surrender your rational mind's wishes and desires to Spirit, to your Spirit. You may not get what you want, but you will surely get what you need. Great Stone song. Your destiny awaits you. As long as you keep in conscious contact with your higher power, be assured that you are on the right path. And yeah, I believe that. There's a lot of great videos out there that talk about how you can really achieve your own desires if you can let it go, if you can speak it and let it go. I'm looking up somebody right now. There's somebody that I've been watching. Her name is Landria Onka, O-N-K-K-A, Landria Onka. And she's got a whole lot of really good videos on how to get into the space of quantum creation. So quantum creation, call it magic, prayer, whatever. It's the fact that your thoughts create your reality, period. Your thoughts create your reality. Your thoughts, and when you take your thoughts and you back them up with actions. So why do we have to have action? Well, you don't. You could sit on your couch and create anything you wanted if you actually believed that were true. But we're so, from the minute that we're born, we're starting to learn that we have limitations. And those are so deeply set into us that it's really difficult to change those. But what helps is when you have a thought, let's say that you want to find a new job. I've literally sat in my house and new jobs have come to me. But that's the hard way. The easy way is to put it in your mind that, yeah, I want to get this new job, and then go out looking for it. Because the activity of looking for that job in that particular way, or looking for whatever you're trying to manifest, the activity of doing that strengthens the thought in your head and the belief that it's going to happen. Strengthens the belief. So go take a look at Landria Onka's videos. She's really on point with all that kind of stuff. She's just got it down. And realize that magic prayers work. Speaking your truth works. And it's especially important to let go of outmoded ideas, especially negative ones, like these negative thoughts that have been running through our head since we were young, about our worthiness, about how good we are or bad we are, what we deserve or don't deserve, and then also kind of the negative storylines that we have going on. Oh, I never get a lucky break, or that never happens to me, or something always bad happens to me, or I always get this, a cold or whatever. Right? Really look for those stories that are going on that you say, and get rid of that shit, because those stories are causing that to happen to you. All right? They are causing that. Those negative stories are causing that to happen. You have to get rid of those, and you have to replace them with the truth. The truth that you do deserve everything you want in life. No one's going to bring it to you. You have to go out and get it, but you deserve it. You're entitled to it. We are all entitled to everything that we want in life. We just have to go out and get it. And we can. It's out there. It's infinite energy in this world. Infinite abundance. You can go out and get whatever you want. You just have to believe it. You have to believe that it's your right to have it. I mean, with the internet, it is easier than ever to make money. And so, if you're not making money, then you have a belief inside of you that says that you don't deserve to have money. And I know, because I've been going through that. I am going through that. Woo! And it's a belief inside of me, and I got to get rid of that, right? Because there is infinite energy in the universe. And anybody can manifest it. It's what are you thinking? What are you believing? What are you speaking? I was speaking lack and poverty for several years, and I'm starting to change that. I'm letting those old stories go, because it's not true. It's absolutely not true. Every single one of us is infinitely abundant. We just don't believe we are. But if you take the time to look around, you'll see it's true. And that's why gratitude journals are so important, because you actually stop in your day and you look around and you realize how much abundance you have right around you. And then you write that down. You write out like 3 to 5 things that are abundance showing up in your day. And you give gratitude. You say, thank you. I'm so grateful for this. And what that does is it reminds your unconscious self that you are abundant. And when your unconscious self believes something, that's how you manifest it. And how does that unconscious self change its beliefs? It's by what you say to yourself every day and to others. Are you abundant, or are you in lack? What are your stories? What are you saying? What are you speaking? What are you speaking into existence? Get rid of that lack and negativity. Speak abundance. Magic prayers work. Yeah. That's it. Have a great week. Have a great Halloween. Have fun. Be safe. And I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.